Welcome to Art, Life, and Pixels.
Hello everybody, welcome back. And here we are in the final episode of my abstract mini paintings. Now, I know it's been 6 abstract mini paintings from the get-go, but you know what? I've been doing some thinking. As with everything, things change. If you're not an artist that evolves, you know, things stay the same and pretty stale. I was looking through one of my binders, because that's like a binder that I'll work on it another time kind of binder. So 3 of them, I know it's a big thing, it's a big deal. 3 of these are going to go in that binder. And the ones that I see are not going the way necessarily that I want them to go, but I know that I can work on them at a later date, and maybe I'll call them done at that point. So right now, I don't know what your choices will be. I know I'm leaning towards this one. And you know what? Instinctively, I didn't choose them beforehand. It almost looks like I'm like looking at these ones are going to be keepers, and these ones are going to go away for a bit. And that's okay. They're still really good, but I'm having, you know, like I'm drawn to this one a lot as well. So, okay, so we're going to take these 2. I'm going to put them away for now, but let's see if we can make some sort of decision. This one doesn't lead that much because I like what's going on here. I like the light sitting on top of all of the warm tones. With this one here, I don't have as much green, which is fine. I like this swoopy thing that's going on here, and I like a little bit of the Parma pink from the flash paint. Very nice. Maybe we're gonna do a little bit of zhuzhing up with some crayons, like that's why this is here. So if I'm looking at this one, do I like it this way or do I like it this way? I think I'm gonna like it this way. I think I need some detailing or some highlighting of a detail in this one. This one, again, it's a matter of taking the Caran and just highlighting a few things, adding a few notes of interest in this one as well. So I think we're gonna go forward. Which one are we going forward with? This one. Imagine that my series isn't all verticals. This is looking like a set that could work really well. Yeah. I'm like, because I turned it around, this shape right here is sort of, I guess it's framing this area right here, which I'm liking quite a lot. All right, so I think we have our 3 right here. These other ones will go into the binder, and it does not mean they will not come out. So here's a last look for now. So we've got this one. It could be this way too. Could be this way. We shall see. And this ribbony one also on a horizontal plane, it makes you see them differently. It really does. Right now we're going to concentrate, and this will be the series at the end. And it's an evolution, right? Nothing is ever set in stone, especially not in art. I think as an artist, you need to move forward and say, okay, this is working, this isn't working, I'm going to put it aside. And right now, this is what I've got. Yeah, this is the scary part, because putting marks on something that you've created, am I going to ruin it? There's no undo, like I've said many times before. So let's pick one to start with. This swoopy thing seems to be like framing this shape that was spontaneously created, obviously. But here it's quite dark, and in order to make this maybe stand out a little bit more, see, I've got dark, but I need to brighten it up so that there is a contrast, because I don't want, I think they're called tangent edges. So you don't want them to be, completely like touching each other. So the idea is to make them stand out a little bit. And that's how we can do this. So like fan this out a little bit. And here too. See, I've just like lifted it a little bit. And here, because I've got a lot of paint, I don't know if you can see, there's a lot of paint ridges right here. So I'm going to take my lighter value Caran, this is the Sahara yellow, and I'm picking it up on the edges. Like that. Same thing here, we're going to highlight this figure that seems to have emerged. Okay, so that's my little bit of Caran right there. And that's, like I said, that's the Sahara yellow. And now I'm going to go back with my Payne's Gray. I don't think I need to do anything in here, but maybe in here, I'm going to pull this out. You see here, there's a little bit that's there. Let that go. It's probably from this as it's getting. And using the Caran to do like these shapes and moving it around and just accentuating the flow that we're doing. It's following along. We're gonna do that. I think this is, which one is this one? This one is yellow ochre. I think it's yellow ochre. I'm twisting it around so that I don't get to control what it's doing so much. So like I'm twisting it, I'm doing this while I'm. Again, I'm not really doing much in here. Again, looking at the shapes that have emerged from the work. So I'm gonna go with the light because I can see here I've done some marks. So I'm just gonna try to continue them. But I don't really have tons of tangent edges here, so, or tangent, yeah, that's what they are. So I'm fine with just adding some skinny sort of lines that add a very light mark on top of everything. So doing the same thing with my dark. Again, just moving it around and not really, you know, fussing so much about it, but using it as a way to make more slight touches, highlights through it. And here, I'm going to take, this is also Payne's Gray, but I'm going to add some dark. Sort of, I watch Jackie Bernardi a lot, and she has this, she uses her, she uses her, one of these catalysts, and she calls it skip troweling. Well, it's kind of the same effect, but doing it with Caran d'Ache. That's how, look at it. It's got edges on it now. So it's kind of doing the same thing. So I'm going to add that I want to accentuate. But you see, I'm rubbing. By rubbing, instead of like doing the little lines, it leaves behind a lot of the wax pastel behind, sitting on top of it, of the ridges, which I enjoy. So I'm going to put that there, and maybe I'll add there. But adding very little of the Caran d'Ache, quite frankly. Let's see, maybe we can hopefully my head's not in the way, but right there. So I'm going to leave that one. I think we're at a good spot as well. This is our final piece. Again, we have, you know, different ways that we can look at this. Do we want the flow to go this way, or do we want the flow to go towards this way? Because I've got a lot of the twisty stuff, but I managed to do that with the paint. So maybe now we can do more lines, sort of the line to define some areas. By doing that, I'm pushing them forward because I'm making them come out because they're lighter values, right? And I'm sort of highlighting that. Same thing now, going back with the, but you see, I'm going back in. I got this really dark. It's like a balance, right? You go in, you do a little, you go out, you do a little. Let's do this. Again, picking up off of the ridges of paint that have been left behind, and it's leaving the wax pastel and accentuating the texture, really. There's like little shapes that have emerged. Do we want to do this? There's like a purple value that came out there. See, that's accentuating the yellow ochre a bit that I kind of lost, which is fine because it sort of just kind of brings it back without using the paint to go back and get it. Do you want to knock this back a little because it's there? You know what I might use that I don't have in here. I'm going to go in it. So my Parma Pink can be brought back this way a little bit. So accentuating the pink that I want to bring back a little bit. Doing the same thing with the line, with the twisty line. So this is just Caran Neocolor I. It is just simply rose. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what it is. Neocolor Rose. Use your fingers to smudge if you can. Brings it back a bit. Yeah, it smudges it into the texture of the paper. So that's a good thing. Same thing there. Using it on its side to add maybe here to accentuate. All right. Same thing here. We're going to put them all on the table. Take a look how this worked out, and I think it has worked out quite well. So that's our grouping, and I will probably put I'll stop the camera and put each of them on there so that you can see them in their final cropping.
There you have it. Those are my final 3 mini paintings. The other 3 mini paintings went into the vault of possibilities, and we will see where we can take them in the future. And if you're interested in purchasing one of these mini paintings, you can find them at josiannemcgregorart.com. I'll leave a link in the description. Thank you. See you soon.